equal to what? The y, the u times the u, the x. Hello, welcome to Basic 2 Tech for students, teachers, and math education. Today's video is titled Function of a Function, which is also called Chain Rule. This is a part of our series on calculus. Function of a function is of this form, where you have y equal to sine x, for example, where y is a function of the angle x. All right. Now, this is so because y depends on the value of x. So for us to differentiate a function of a function, we call the independent variable is u. Remember, y is the dependent variable and x is the independent variable. So the first thing we do is to assign u to the independent variable, and therefore we now have y equal to what? Sine u. All right. So to do this now, we differentiate the first function that will give us the y, the x. So what we'll do next is to differentiate y sine u. That will give us the y du times. Next, we differentiate u. Remember, u is equal to x, so that becomes du dx. So here is our formula for differentiating function of a function. Remember, when we multiply this, we get back dy dx. So let's look at some examples. Here we're asked to differentiate y equal to sine 4x plus 3. Remember, this is the independent variable because you have the x there. So first thing first, we call this independent variable, we call it u. So we have u becomes what? 4x plus 3. Now, our y is now sine u. All right. So let's differentiate u with respect to x. That gives us du dx. Will give us what? Now, here is like a polynomial. We differentiate each term separately. We'll differentiate 4x. We have 4 plus 3 is a constant. When we differentiate a constant, we get 0. So differentiating 4x plus 3 is 4. Now, we have y equal to sine u. We'll differentiate dy with respect to u. Remember, when we differentiate sine, we get a cos, so that gives us cos u. So therefore, to differentiate this function of a function is the y dx equal to what? The y du times du dx. So our dy du is cos u times our du dx is 4. So therefore, the y du dx equal to what? Cos u times 4 is 4 cos u. And remember, u is equal to 4x plus 3. So therefore, we have 4 cos u is 4x plus 3. This is our final answer. Let's look at our next example. Here we're asked to differentiate y equal to 2x minus 5 all to power 4. What we do here is this. Again, y is the dependent variable and x here is our independent variable. So we call this equation right here u. So what we have is, therefore u is equal to what? 2x minus 5, and y is equal to u to the power what? 4. Now we differentiate u with respect to x, so we have du dx. Again, 2x will give us 2 because x has power 1, so 1 times 2 is 2. Then 1 minus 1 is 0, so that gives us 2 minus 5. 5 is a constant, so that gives us 0. So when we differentiate 2x minus 5, we get 2. Now, differentiate y with respect to u. That will give us 4, the power times the function. So we have 4u. Then we'll minus 1 from the power, which is 4 minus 1 will give us what? 3. So when we differentiate y with respect to u, we have 4u to power 3. So therefore, remember our function is dy dx equal to what? Dy du times du dx. Our dy du is 4u to power 3 times du dx is 2. So 4u to power 3 times 2 is 8u to power 3. So therefore, our dy dx is equal to 8. Remember, our u is 2x minus 5, so u, bring it back, is 2x minus 5, all to power what? 3. So this is our final answer. Here's a question for you. Please do this and leave your answers in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video.